So the Shadow Attorney General, Federal Attorney General, the Liberal member for the New South Wales Outer Sydney seat of Berowra, Julian Lesser, of whom most Australians have never heard, he has resigned from Peter Dutton's front bench in order to campaign for the yes vote on The Voice. As one of my viewers has said, the previously unknown Julian Lesser has broken the record for motherhood statements. But the first thing that has to be said is that Mr. Lesser is entitled to his view in a world where increasingly you are not allowed to disagree. I disagree with Julian Lesser, but that disagreement should be resolved on the merit of the case. In his statement resigning from Peter Dutton's front bench, amongst other things, Julian Lesser said, and I quote, "Indigenous Australians are our brothers and sisters, and we've left them behind in our shared national project," unquote. Now that's high-minded rhetoric, but it's meaningless. What should be said is that in spite of spending $30 billion every year, 30,000 million to close the gap, money spent on Indigenous causes, Jacinta Price has forgotten more than Mr. Lesser and I would ever know. She'll tell you that that money spent has had no beneficial impact on the tragic issues confronting many Indigenous Australians in the Northern Territory. And The Voice, an absurd term in itself, as I will explain, The Voice will make no difference whatsoever either. It'll merely lead to a demand for something else. You see, we've got Closing the Gap and $30 billion. We've had native title. We've had the apology. And as one perceptive respondent on social media to Julian Lesser's statement has pointed out, Mark, have a look at your screen. And I've said all of this. You can't read that, but that's what Mark is saying. These are the number A percentage of taxpayer-funded Indigenous Australians. Mark makes the point by saying, and he put this up online, he makes the point that what you see there on the screen is one-tenth of the groups, the voices that already exist. One-tenth. Now, in an interview with Marcia Langton, reported at the weekend, it was headlined, "Vote No and you won't get a welcome to country again." Ooh, the nation was cheering. That's the most encouraging news to date. Vote no and you won't get a welcome to country. We're sick and tired of being drowned out by welcome to country, presumably designed to make us feel that we don't belong here. It's important to not muddy the waters. What Albanese is proposing, and about which he won't give any detail, is a race-based change to the Constitution. That ought to be unacceptable to the overwhelming majority of Australians. And what's more, in a world which preaches, even if it doesn't practice equality, one small group of Australians, fewer than 4%, get 2 votes. And we're meant to believe that won't divide the nation. To the young people, the naked proposal to recognise the role of Indigenous Australians in our history sounds inspiring, bringing together our past and our present. And these sentiments would force some Australians, especially the young, do no homework, nod their heads. Why not?